And I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the Internal Revenue Service. Welcome to my YouTube video and my dog who's going back in the bedroom. I have been doing this for 50 years. I worked for IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. I've been doing this for 50 years. This August, a matter of fact, in 5 weeks, I will have been celebrating my 50th year. Anyway, I have a whole team of former IRS agents on staff. I worked about 10,000 cases with the Internal Revenue Service. I was a teaching instructor. If you want to see me in a coat and tie, you can go to my website at 777irs.com. Actually, what you're going to find there are a bunch of TV interviews I've done on most of the national stations. You will see them. And more importantly, you will go ahead and see my team of former IRS agents. They are really the backbone, and they are the engine that makes everything go. I do these videos so you don't get ripped off. You have the truth, insider information from IRS. So today I want to talk to you about if you have an IRS wage levy or garnishment, how bank garnishment, how you can get those released and released fast. So as a former agent, I actually issued those wage garnishments and bank levies, and so I know how to get them released. Most people are surprised by this. Many people don't get their final notices, or many people just forgot to contact IRS, or they thought the problem would go away, or they thought IRS was kidding that they were going to do this. Once IRS makes final notice and demand, and you don't pay the tax, and they send you out the necessary documentation, the 504 and the 1058, IRS is a full go to go ahead and send out a bank levy or wage garnishment. Or if you call them on the phone and you tell them you can't pay, you've admitted IRS you can't pay, and if you don't follow up, IRS will go ahead and send out a bank levy and or a wage garnishment levy. Where do they get this levy information? They do because IRS collects information from the last 6 years on you. And what they do is they go ahead and they know where you've worked, and they know the banks you use because they've reported interest. You can find that out yourself by going on the IRS portal yourself to find out what information IRS has. You can go to irs.gov and ask for your wage and income transcripts, and you'll see exactly where IRS will levy. So how do you get a levy release really fast? If you want to do this yourself, you need to call IRS right away. You need to know what you're doing. You don't want to get in over your head, but IRS is going to want a current financial statement on you. If it's with a revenue officer, they're going to want a 433A. If it's at the service center, they're going to want a 433F, and they're going to want some documentation. Sometimes they'll ask for bank statements. Sometimes they'll ask for pay stubs. So what IRS is trying to do, believe it or not, is close the case. They sent out this levy and wage garnishment, or this bank levy and wage garnishment, just to go ahead and get this case closed. They don't really care how it closes, but they want it closed. But how is this case going to close when you give them the financial statement? IRS will close the case by putting you into currently non-collectible because it's apparent by your financial statement you can't pay the debt, or they will ask you to make a payment agreement because on your financial statement, don't let the black cat scare you who's going in to play with the dog, so it's really a sign of good luck. So anyway, the other option you have is to file the offer and compromise, but that will have nothing to do with you getting your IRS wage bank levy or wage garnishment released. When you call that 1-800 number, they're going to close your case either with a currently non-collectible because you can't pay, or a payment agreement. Those are the only 2 ways the service center is going to close your case. The revenue officer can do whatever they want. One caution that I give you, 2 cautions actually: all your tax returns need to be filed. And second, be aware of the IRS National Standards Program. Many people are caught off guard about this. The cat's back out. Evidently, the dog chased him out of the room. So this is a little show that goes on. They like to piss me off when I'm doing the videos. The dog does usually, But what you got to be aware of is you have to have all your tax returns filed, and the National Standards Program is really kind of almost a punch in the gut for most people. What you have to realize is when IRS fills out this financial statement, you're going to put in your actual monthly income and expenses. IRS is not going to allow the expenses you put down. IRS actually has a national standard that they use. So if you want to know what the national standards are, IRS uses them for food and clothing, housing and utilities, for car payments, and for car operations. You can find those out by Googling IRS national standards for food and clothing, IRS national standards for housing and utilities, IRS national standards for car payments, IRS national standards for car expenses. IRS will dictate to you what you can put there. And if you're over and you're spending too much money, IRS is going to want more money on a payment agreement. Well, that's all I got. If you want us, we can represent you. We can usually get levies released within 48 to 72 hours. We're very fast. The only thing that slows us down is you. So anyway, we're excellent, and I have a whole team of agents that work this. Give me a subscription if you would. I'd really, really appreciate it. Why do we need them? We need them because YouTube says we need them. And if we get subscriptions and likes, they kind of move us up a little more rather than down. So thank you very much. I appreciate the subscription. Do exactly what I tell you.